The sun peeked over the horizon, casting a warm glow that filtered through the trees, lining the quiet streets of Crescent Valley. Lily Thompson, a spirited 10-year-old girl with wild curls and a contagious smile, was already up and stretching, excitement bubbling within her. Today was just another day, but for Lily, every morning was a new adventure waiting to unfold. "Max, come on, buddy," she called, her voice ringing through the house as she grabbed her favorite red sneakers. Max, her loyal German shepherd, bounded into the room, his tail wagging furiously. With sleek black and tan fur glistening in the sunlight, he embodied energy and enthusiasm. "Are you ready for our morning walk?" Lily asked, kneeling down to scratch behind his ears. "I think I spotted a new squirrel yesterday. We need to check it out." Max responded with an excited bark, his dark eyes shining with anticipation. Together, they slipped out the back door and into the fresh morning air. The world around them was waking up, and Lily could hear the soft chirping of birds in harmony with the rustling leaves. This was her favorite time of day. It was peaceful, and it felt like nothing was beyond their reach. As they strolled down the tree-lined street, they met some of their friendly neighbors. Old Mrs. Hudson waved from her porch, a warm smile creasing her face. "Good morning, Lily. And good morning to you, Max," she called out, her voice affectionate. "What exciting adventures do you have planned for today?" "Just finding some squirrels, Mrs. Hudson." Lily laughed, her spirit infectious. "I wouldn't be surprised if he catches one," she chuckled, pointing to Max. The dog barked excitedly in response, proudly strutting ahead. After a few blocks, they reached the park, where children were starting to play on the swings and families were gathering for a morning picnic. Lily and Max ventured to their usual spot under the huge oak tree. This tree was special. It was where Lily often came to dream, to pretend, and sometimes to hide her little secrets. "Let's play some fetch, Max," Lily exclaimed, tossing a stick into the open field. The dog dashed after it, his movements graceful and powerful. As he returned, panting happily with the stick in his mouth, Lily couldn't help but laugh. "You're the best fetcher in the whole world," she praised, giving him a treat from her pocket. "But you know what? I found something yesterday when we were walking home. Want to see?" Max tilted his head curiously, as if he understood every word. Pulling out the mysterious key she had discovered, Lily held it up, letting it glint in the sunlight. "What do you think it opens?" she asked, her eyes shining with intrigue. "A treasure chest? A secret door?" Max sniffed the key, his tail wagging. Then, looking back at Lily, he let out a soft bark, as if encouraging her to explore further. Just then, her best friend Sarah arrived, waving excitedly as she raced toward them. "Lily, you won't believe the dream I had last night," she panted, a bright smile lighting up her face. "What was it about?" Lily asked, her curiosity piqued. "I dreamed we found a treasure map hidden in the attic," Sarah exclaimed, her eyes wide with excitement. "It led to a real pirate's treasure. We had to solve riddles and everything." "Pirate treasure? That sounds amazing," Lily said, clasping her hands together. "Do you think it could be real?" "Why not? We could make our own adventure. Like, what if we searched the whole town for it?" Sarah suggested brightly, her imagination taking flight. Lily giggled, spinning the key between her fingers. "I do have something that might help us on our treasure hunt." She leaned in closer, lowering her voice as if revealing a great secret. "I found this key." "A key? What does it open?" Sarah asked, her eyes widening. "I have no idea, but maybe it's part of the treasure," Lily replied, wrapping her fingers tightly around the key, feeling a rush of thrill course through her. "Let's go and find out," Sarah squealed, clapping her hands enthusiastically. "Okay, but we have to be careful. We can't let anyone else find out about our treasure hunt," Lily whispered, glancing around nervously. "Of course, just us, the treasure map, and our trusty sidekick," Sarah declared, pointing dramatically at Max, who was wagging his tail, obviously ready for action. As they hatched their plan, the sun rose higher, illuminating the path before them, setting the stage for an adventure filled with mystery and excitement. And while Lily was filled with eagerness, deep down, she felt a flutter of unease about the secret she was holding. The key. It was just the beginning of something much larger, and she wasn't sure how it would change everything. With Max trotting alongside, the girls began their journey down an unsuspecting path, determined to uncover the secrets hidden in their small town, unaware of the twists and turns that awaited them. This was just the first step of many, and with every turn, the adventure of a lifetime awaited just around the corner. As Lily, Sarah, and Max wandered through the park, their laughter echoed in the early morning air. The light breeze nudged the leaves, creating a gentle rustling that felt almost like a whisper of encouragement. Lily clutched the key tightly, excitement coursing through her veins. But there was also an underlying sense of urgency she couldn't shake. "Where should we start?" Sarah asked, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Do you think we should check the old library? I heard some kids talking about a hidden room there." Lily paused, a memory flashing through her mind. "Actually, I think my grandpa mentioned something about an old chest in that library. He said it was filled with ancient books and strange artifacts, but I thought he was just telling stories," she admitted. "Then that's it. Let's go." Sarah jumped, her energy infectious. They took off towards the town library, all the while Max trotting joyfully beside them, fully immersed in the joy of the morning. As they approached the historic building, its brick walls and large wooden doors seemed to loom with secrets waiting to be uncovered. Once inside, the smell of old books and polished wood engulfed them. Sunlight streamed through the tall windows, illuminating dust particles dancing in the air. The silence was only broken by the soft whispers of the librarian, a kindly old woman with glasses perched on the tip of her nose. "Shh! Girls, remember to keep your voices down," the librarian reminded them gently. "Sorry, Mrs. Ross," they chimed in chorus. They drifted deeper into the library, weaving through the towering shelves that seemed to touch the ceiling. Lily's heart raced as they scoured the sections of history and local lore. "Okay, what now?" she asked, scanning the spines of the books desperately. "Let's try looking in the basement. I think there could be something down there," Sarah suggested. "Are you sure?" Lily hesitated, looking around nervously. "It's kind of dark down there. Come on, we'll be fine. Besides, Max can protect us," Sarah said, ruffling Max's fur cheerfully. The dog looked up, tail wagging, ready for anything. With a deep breath to steady her nerves, Lily nodded. "Okay, let's check it out." Carefully, they made their way to the basement door, every creak of the old wooden steps echoing ominously. Once they reached the bottom, the air felt cooler, thick with the scent of aged paper and dust. The small, dimly lit room was filled with shelves of forgotten books piled haphazardly. "Wow, it's even cooler down here than I thought," Sarah whispered, rummaging through the boxes. "Look at this." She pulled out an old globe, its surface yellowed with age. "Maybe we can find a clue about the treasure." Lily grinned, momentarily distracted. But then, she put her fingers to her lips, a twinge of worry prickling at her thoughts. Suddenly, Max barked loudly, drawing their attention to a shadow creeping in the far corner of the basement. A shiver ran down Lily's spine. "What was that?" "It's probably just a cat or something," Sarah said dismissively, but her voice quivered slightly. "Max, go check it out." Max padded carefully toward the corner, tail raised and ears perked. The girls held their breath, anticipation building as he sniffed around. Moments later, he yelped, backing away with a whine. "Okay, maybe it's not a cat," Lily squeaked, her heart racing. "Let's go see," Sarah urged, stepping forward despite her instincts telling her to turn back. As they cautiously approached, they found an old, wooden trunk half hidden behind a stack of books. The trunk looked like it had been untouched for years, its lock dust-covered and rusty. Lily's heart raced at the thought. It could be connected to whatever treasure the letters hinted at. "Look, do you think it's the treasure?" Lily exclaimed, excitement and trepidation mingling in her voice. We should open it. But how? There's no key, Sarah protested, glancing back nervously at the shadows. Maybe my key fits, Lily suggested, her heart pounding in her chest as she fished the key from her pocket. Yes, try it, Sarah urged, stepping back to give her room. With trembling fingers, Lily inserted the key into the lock. It resisted at first, but then with a gentle turn, the lock clicked open. The girls exchanged gleeful glances, but there was also an alarming sense of the unknown. Lily lifted the lid slowly, and dust burst from the trunk as it creaked open. Inside, they found a collection of old journals, yellowed with age, each bound in faded leather. Lily's breath hitched as she carefully picked one up. This could contain the secrets about our town, she whispered in awe, flipping through the pages filled with elegant handwriting. Let's read it. But just then, they heard footsteps above. Panic surged through Lily. We have to hide these, she hissed. Quick, back to the shelves, Sarah suggested. They scrambled to stash the journals behind some boxes just in time for the basement door to swing open. What are you girls doing down here? Mrs. Ross asked, peering in with raised eyebrows. Lily and Sarah exchanged glances, feeling cornered. The thrill of discovery gave way to a sense of dread. Just exploring, Lily said, forcing a cheerful smile. Looking for a history project. Make sure to keep your voices down, Mrs. Ross warned, casting a glance around to make sure nothing was amiss. You never know what hidden treasures you might find. Now, don't you two have homework to do? With that, she turned to leave, and the girls collectively exhaled in relief. When the footsteps echoed away, they carefully retreated to their previous spot. It feels like we're part of some mystery story, Sarah whispered excitedly, though her eyes were still wide with apprehension. Yes, but we have to be cautious, Lily said, her hands trembling with both excitement and fear. What if there's more to this? What if someone else knows? They decided to leave the trunk closed for now, feeling both exhilarated and anxious. Holding the old key close, Lily looked at Sarah, her heart racing with the weight of that moment. We'll need to come back and find out more, but we have to be smart about it. Agreed, Sarah nodded, determination forming in her eyes. Next time we'll bring flashlights and maybe snacks. Adventures are better with treats. With the thrill of discovery simmering in the air, the girls stayed close as they made their way out of the basement. As the sunlight flooded back into their world, they felt not just the mystery of the past, but also the warmth of the friendship that had deepened through the excitement of their secret expedition. Little did they know, the adventures ahead would challenge not just their courage but also the very fabric of their trust, leading to a revelation that would shake their little town to its core. The following morning, Lily and Sarah gathered once again under the big oak tree, this time armed with their flashlights, notebooks, and an assortment of snacks that Lily's mother had reluctantly allowed. Max, ever curious and protective, trotted beside them, ready for whatever adventure lay ahead. Okay, we need to form a plan, Lily said, her blue eyes shining with determination as they settled on the grass. The excitement was palpable in the air. First, we should start by figuring out where the journals hint at. From what I saw in the one I skimmed through, it mentioned the hidden springs near the old bridge, Sarah recalled, her brows furrowing in concentration. There might be something there. It could be a clue. That's brilliant, Lily replied, already feeling the thrill of a new quest. We'll have to be there before anyone else shows up. The springs are our best chance. As they began mapping out their plan, Max's attention was captured by a passing butterfly. He darted off, barking at it until it fluttered away. The two girls laughed and tried to refocus their thoughts. Max, come on. We have a treasure to find, Lily called, waving him back. He returned happily, shaking his fur and playfully bumping into Lily. Before long, they set off towards the old bridge, their hearts racing with anticipation. The summer sun shone brightly, casting dappled shadows across the ground. The trail they followed was flanked by blooming wildflowers, their vibrant colors enhancing their spirits. When they arrived at the bridge, The sound of the flowing creek below filled the air. The water sparkled in the sunlight, and Lily could see rocks that glinted like gems beneath the surface. "Let's not get distracted," Sarah said, pulling out the journal they had managed to bring with them. According to this, the springs are just a bit farther upstream. They quickly made their way along the creek, following its winding path. Lily felt the thrill of adventure mixed with a hint of fear. What if they really did uncover something no one was meant to find? After walking for what felt like hours, they finally reached the hidden springs. It was a small, secluded area surrounded by lush greenery, with water bubbling up from the ground in crystal-clear pools. It was like a scene straight out of a fairy tale. "Wow!" Sarah gasped, eyes wide. "This is so beautiful. But how does this relate to the treasure?" Lily squatted down by the water's edge, feeling the coolness against her fingers. The journal mentioned an inscription on a rock by the springs. "I think that might be what we're looking for." As they searched the area, Lily's heart raced at the thought of finding the inscription, each sound of the water heightening her sense of urgency. "Over here!" Lily shouted, her voice echoing as she spotted a large, flat rock partially hidden behind some bushes. There, etched into the surface, was an inscription. Its letters were worn but still legible. Sarah joined her, gasping as they both read aloud. "Where earth and water meet, the spirit shall speak. Follow the whispers, and secrets shall leak." "Do you think it's a riddle?" Sarah asked, eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Definitely. This is it. We need to find out what it means," Lily said, her excitement bubbling over. "It sounds like clues are hidden around here somewhere." Suddenly, they heard a rustling in the bushes nearby, causing them both to freeze. Max stood alert, his eyes focused intently on the sound, ready to protect his friends. "What was that?" Sarah whispered, her voice tinged with anxiety. "I don't know," Lily replied, holding her breath. "Max, go check it out." With a gentle shove, Max bounded toward the bushes. The rustling grew louder, and Lily and Sarah exchanged worried glances. Just as they were about to gather their courage and follow Max, a figure stepped out from the foliage. "Hey, what are you two doing here?" It was Danny, the neighborhood troublemaker, known for his pranks and mischievous attitude. He wore a smirk that immediately put Lily on edge. Nothing," Lily said, her heart racing as she tried to act nonchalant. "We're just, exploring." "Exploring, huh? More like snooping around for something you shouldn't be," he replied, crossing his arms. "I know you two are up to something. Just hand over whatever you found, and I won't tell anybody." Sarah stepped protectively in front of Lily. "We're not giving you anything. This is our adventure, Danny. You're not invited." "Oh, come on. You think you're the only ones who can find treasure? I'm just as interested as you are," he sneered, stepping closer with a cocky grin. "Get lost, Danny." Lily snapped back, her courage growing. "You can't spoil what we're doing." But Danny wasn't backing off. "Fine. But just remember that I know some stuff you don't, like what's really hidden around here. I could make your little adventure very difficult." With that ominous threat hanging in the air, Danny turned and disappeared back into the trees. Lily and Sarah exchanged worried looks, the tension thick between them. "What do you think he meant?" Sarah asked, her voice low. "Do you think he knows something we don't?" "I don't know," Lily replied, trying to shake off the unease. "But we can't let him ruin this for us. We have to stick to our plan and find the treasure before he does." As the sun began to dip low in the sky, casting long shadows over the springs, Lily felt a renewed sense of determination. "Let's retrace our steps and see if we can find more clues based on the inscription. There's got to be something here. Even if Danny is around, we can outsmart him if we work together." "Absolutely. This is our adventure, and we're not letting anyone take that from us," Sarah declared, her spirit reignited. With Max leading the way, they embarked on their next quest, ready to dig deeper into the mystery that surrounded them. As the whispers of the wind rustled through the trees, Lily felt the thrill of the hunt pulse through her veins, igniting the flame of adventure. But little did they know, The deeper they delved, the closer they would come to uncovering secrets far beyond their imaginations, and ultimately, testing their friendship in ways they never anticipated. The next morning, the air was thick with excitement as Lily and Sarah met beneath the oak tree again. Max was brimming with energy, twirling in circles and barking at the breeze, seemingly eager for another day of adventure. But Lily was preoccupied, her mind racing with the inscription they had found and the warning from Danny. "Okay, so what's the plan for today?" Sarah asked as she pulled her hair back into a ponytail, her eyes twinkling with enthusiasm. "I think we should head back to the springs and search the area more thoroughly," Lily suggested, biting her lip in thought. "There's got to be something else. Maybe the spirits have more to tell us." Sarah nodded, determination set in her features. "Let's do it." With their minds set on uncovering more clues, they ventured back to the hidden springs under a brilliant blue sky. Each step felt like an adventure ready to unfold, and Max led the way, sniffing the ground and wagging his tail in anticipation. As they reached the springs, Lily's heart raced. The spot felt enchanted, like they were standing on sacred ground. "All right, let's split up and look for anything that might lead us to the next clue," Lily suggested. "Max can help us to cover more ground." "I'm on it," Sarah grinned, already scanning the area with keen eyes. "Come on, Max. Let's find some treasure." As they searched, moving stones and peering behind bushes, Lily heard a soft, bubbling sound. Curious, she wandered closer to the water's edge and noticed something sparkling beneath the surface. "Hey, what's that?" she called out to Sarah, who hurried over. "Looks like a rock," Sarah replied, reaching down to touch the shimmering object. As her fingers brushed against it, she pulled it from the water, revealing a beautiful, iridescent stone. "Wow!" Lily exclaimed, her eyes wide. "It's amazing. Do you think it's important?" "Only one way to find out," Sarah said, examining the stone closely. "Maybe it's a key to the next clue." They shared a grin, excitement flooding their hearts. Just then, Max barked loudly, causing both girls to jump. He had found something buried under a pile of leaves nearby. Rushing over, they found it to be an old, weathered box. Lily knelt down, her pulse quickening. "Open it! Open it!" she urged, her voice filled with excitement. With trembling hands, Sarah pried open the box, and they both gasped at the sight inside. There were old coins, pieces of jewelry, and, most importantly, a folded piece of parchment. "I think this is the map," Lily declared as they carefully unfolded it. The map had strange symbols and markings, alongside what appeared to be a familiar landscape of their town. "But this part here, it looks like a park." Sarah pointed out the markings. "Could it be another hidden location?" "Let's find out," Lily said eagerly, jotting down the coordinates in her notebook. The thrill of adventure surged once more as they realized they were on a treasure hunt. They raced towards the park, their hearts pounding in sync with Max's enthusiastic barks. As they arrived, they glanced around at the sprawling green space filled with families and children playing. "What if we've already been here?" Sarah mused, holding the map excitedly. "Maybe it's not just about where we've been, but what we need to look for," Lily replied, scanning the area. Suddenly, a thought struck her. "Remember the old slide in the back corner? My grandfather mentioned it in one of the stories." They hurried over to the vintage playground equipment, forgotten yet charming. "This is it," Lily exclaimed as she pointed to the slide. "We need to check around here." Max bounded ahead, tail wagging furiously as though he sensed something significant. As they reached the base of the slide, Lily noticed a peculiar marking on the wood beneath it. "Look!" she shouted, crouching down to examine the area closely. "There's something carved here." Sarah kneeled beside her, excitement bubbling over. "What does it say?" With bated breath, they brushed dirt off the faded carving. It read, "Beneath the slide of memories lies the heart of the journey." "What does that mean?" Sarah asked, looking puzzled. "I think we dig here," Lily realized, feeling a rush of determination. "It has to be underneath." They quickly decided to start digging around the slide, using their hands and a small shovel they had brought along. With every scoop of dirt, their anticipation grew. "This is so thrilling," Sarah said, brushing sweat from her brow. Finally, after what felt like ages, the shovel struck something hard. "What is it? What did we find?" They both leaned in, barely able to contain their excitement. "Help me pull it out," Lily called, and together they heaved, revealing a small, rusted chest. "Do you think it's real?" Sarah whispered, eyes wide with wonder. "Only one way to find out," Lily replied, brushing grime from her hands. They jimmied the lock until it finally popped open, revealing layers of old photographs and letters. "This is amazing," Sarah gasped, pulling out a small stack of letters tied together with a frayed ribbon. As they glanced at the photographs, Lily felt a familiar sense of nostalgia wash over her. "These are my grandparents. And look, there's the old town." She pointed to a faded picture of what Crescent Valley used to look like, but as they continued flipping through the contents, they found a letter with Lily's name on it. "Read it," Sarah urged, practically bouncing with anticipation. With trembling fingers, Lily unfolded the letter, her heart racing. It began, "Dear Lily, if you are reading this, it means you have found the keys to our family's past." As she read on, the message revealed a secret long hidden. The treasure was not merely material wealth, but a legacy tied to the history of their town, revealing stories of bravery, loss, and resilience woven into the very fabric of Crescent Valley. Suddenly, the afternoon sun began to dim, shadows elongating across the park. A sudden feeling of uncertainty washed over Lily. "What do we do now?" she asked, glancing at Sarah. Before Sarah could respond, they heard footsteps approaching. Lily turned to see Danny striding towards them, a knowing smirk plastered on his face. "Told you I'd find you here," he said, eyes glinting mischievously. "You didn't really think you were the only ones who could discover secrets, did you?" Lily felt a knot tighten in her stomach. "What do you want, Danny?" she asked, trying to keep her voice steady. "I want in on this little treasure hunt of yours," he replied nonchalantly, crossing his arms. "You know I can help. I have connections. You'll need someone like me to navigate through this, right?" Sarah stepped protectively in front of Lily. "This is our secret. We don't need your help, Danny." "I'm not asking," Danny shot back, his tone turning serious. "You two can't do this alone. I know more about this town than you realize. If you don't let me in, I'll tell everyone about what you found here." Lily felt emotions swirl within her. "This is about more than just treasure," she said defiantly. "It's about our family's history." "Exactly. And I can help you unlock it," he countered, leaning closer, his voice softening. "Just think about it. You'll need all the help you can get. You can trust me." Max growled lowly beside Lily, sensing the tension in the air. She glanced at Sarah, who bit her lip, weighing their options. They had come so far, found so much, but now faced a difficult choice. "Let's discuss it," Lily finally said, looking back at Danny. "But we're not inviting you in just yet. We want to see what else we can uncover first." Danny shrugged, a sly grin spreading over his face. "Suit yourselves. But remember, I'll be watching." As Danny walked away, Lily and Sarah exchanged glances, a mixture of fear and excitement coursing through their veins. The secret they had uncovered was more than they ever expected, and now they found themselves entangled in a web of collaboration, rivalry, and the search for answers that connected their past to the present. "Let's keep searching," Sarah urged, clenching the letter in her hand. "We have to dig deeper." "Yes," Lily agreed, determination flaring once again. "We won't let anyone overshadow our adventure. Together, we can unravel the mysteries of our town." And together they walked back to the springs, ready to uncover more about not only the treasure but themselves, what it meant to be brave, to trust, and to forge a friendship that would withstand the tests to come. As days turned into weeks, Lily and Sarah immersed themselves in uncovering the secrets of their town, each day revealing more about their families and the history of Crescent Valley. The letter they discovered continued to serve as their guide, fueling their enthusiasm and determination. But one late afternoon, as they gathered under the old oak tree, they felt the weight of the mystery pressing down on them. The sun dipped low in the sky, casting golden rays across the park, creating an almost magical aura. Yet, something felt off. "Lily, do you think we're getting closer to finding out more about the treasure?" Sarah asked, her brow furrowed with concern. "I hope so, but I can't shake off the feeling that Danny is up to something," Lily replied, crossing her arms. "He didn't seem genuinely interested in helping us. It felt more like he wanted to take control of everything we found." "You're right," Sarah nodded, her eyes narrowing. "We need to figure out how to deal with Danny before he messes everything up." Just then, Max barked, snapping both girls from their thoughts. They looked up to see Danny approaching, his posture casual but his expression unreadable. "Hey, ladies," he called out, feigning a light-hearted tone. "Having a secret meeting without me, I see? What do you want, Danny?" Lily shot back, her voice steely. "We told you we're not interested in involving you in this anymore." Danny smirked, a confidence radiating from him that made Lily uneasy. "Oh, I think you'll want to involve me. You've discovered a lot, but there are still pieces missing." "What if I told you that I know exactly what you're looking for?" "What do you mean?" Sarah asked cautiously, her eyes narrowing. "Let's just say I have some sources, people who know things about the treasure and your families," he replied, leaning closer with a conspiratorial whisper. "I can help you, but you're going to owe me." Lily felt anger rising within her. "We'll find the treasure on our own. We don't need you to dictate our journey." "Is that so? Then you'll miss out on the real prize," Danny countered, his voice dropping dangerously low. "You think you can just walk away from this? I'll make sure everyone knows what you've uncovered. Everyone. Leave us alone," Sarah demanded, stepping in front of Lily protectively. "You don't scare us, Danny." But Danny just laughed, a malicious gleam in his eye. "We'll see about that. You girls think you're clever, but the real game is just beginning." With that, he turned on his heel and strode away, leaving them shaken but resolute. What if he tells everyone? What if he finds a way to ruin what we're doing? Sarah's worry seeped through as they watched Danny disappear into the distance. Lily took a deep breath, grounding herself. "We can't let fear dictate our actions. Let's focus on what we need to do. We have the map, the letters, and Max. We'll keep moving forward." They spent the following days following the clues in the letter and examining the history of Crescent Valley. In their research, they learned about the founding families, the struggles they faced, and the hidden treasures they buried to protect their legacies. On the final day of their treasure hunt, they arrived at an overgrown park known as Old Willow Grove, rumored to have once been the gathering place for the settlers. The air was electric with anticipation. The girls looked at the map and then at each other, excitement evident on their faces. "This has to be the place," Lily declared, pointing towards a cluster of ancient willows marking the area. "But it feels so quiet here," Sarah noted, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Strange, but I think this is where we'll find the heart of the journey," Lily responded confidently. "This is our moment." Just then, they heard a rustling sound from behind the trees. Max, alert as ever, growled quietly, tensing beside them. "Someone's here," Sarah exclaimed, her heart beginning to race. As the bushes parted, out stepped Danny, his expression sharp and determined. "I figured you'd come here. I guess I wasn't wrong. Why can't you just leave us be?" Lily shouted, frustration boiling over. "I'm here to claim what's rightfully mine," Danny sneered, moving closer. "You think I wouldn't find a way to get my hands on the treasure? You're just kids. You have no idea how dangerous this can be." Before they could respond, Danny lunged toward the girls, trying to snatch the map from Lily's grasp. But Max sprang into action, barking loudly and positioning himself defensively in front of Lily. "Stay back, Danny," Sarah shouted, her heart racing. "You can't take anything from us." In the skirmish, the map slipped from Lily's hand, fluttering away in the wind. Suddenly, Danny lunged again, grabbing the parchment just as Lily dove for it. They struggled for a moment, pulling back and forth until finally, with a jerk, the map tore in half. "See? You've already ruined it." Danny laughed triumphantly, taunting them. "Now you have no directions." Lily felt a surge of desperation and anger. "This was never about money for us. We have a legacy to protect." "Legacy? Is that what you call it?" Danny mocked, holding up the torn half of the map. "Without this, you're nothing." But just then, something unexpected happened. As Max barked and moved closer to Danny, his foot slipped on a loose stone, causing him to stumble. In his flailing motion, Danny knocked into one of the ancient willow trees, causing a hidden panel to swing open, revealing a small hidden compartment beneath the roots. "What the?" Danny's confusion turned into shock, and the girls gaped in amazement as old trinkets and letters spilled out, glittering in the fading light. "It seems the treasure and history were never meant to be kept hidden," Lily whispered, disbelief in her voice. "You didn't find it." "I did," Danny shouted, attempting to claim the contents but failing as Max stood firm, growling protectively. "No, you exposed it. We did this together," Sarah shouted back, finally finding her confidence. "You can't just claim something that doesn't belong to you." As Lily and Sarah stepped forward, they recognized that the true treasure lay not in the coins or artifacts that might be buried away, but in the stories that connected them all, the history of their town and the tradition of family. Danny, deflated and realizing he was outnumbered, scowled. "You think you can just take this? I have connections. I won't let this end here." "Let the truth be known, Danny," Lily shouted defiantly. "This history is for everyone in Crescent Valley. You can't control it anymore." With the girls standing shoulder to shoulder, a bond stronger than fear formed between them. They looked at Danny with resolution in their hearts, realizing that they had the strength to protect their legacy, no matter his threats. In a last-ditch effort, Danny hurled the remaining map into the air, but Lily quickly caught it. "It's not over until we say it is," she declared fiercely. "I'll be back," Danny snarled, turning away, a mix of anger and jealousy clouding his face as he disappeared into the twilight. As the tension melted into a peaceful calm, Lily turned to Sarah, her heart racing from the confrontation. "We did it. We stood our ground." Max barked joyfully, wagging his tail as if celebrating their victory. "Now, let's share this with everyone," Sarah suggested, her voice filled with exhilaration. "The town deserves to know." "Absolutely," Lily agreed, her spirit soaring. "It's time to unveil the stories that connect us all. The true heart of Crescent Valley is more than just treasure. It's about our shared past." With newfound courage, the girls raced back to town, eager to uncover the stories, document the treasure they had found, and reconnect their community with its rich history. The sun sank below the horizon, casting a golden glow over their path, illuminating the beginning of a new adventure, one that would change Crescent Valley forever. In the days that followed, the community came together, and through determination, friendship, and a passion for history, Lily, Sarah, and Max became the ambassadors of the legacy their families had built. They would share the stories of the past while paving a colorful and exciting future. And from then on, every morning walk was not just about exploring the unknown, but honoring the beautiful tapestry of stories that made their town truly special, stories that would resonate through generations, uniting them all in a bond as strong as family. The story illustrates the profound bond between a girl and her dog as they uncover hidden treasures of their town while navigating challenges and moral dilemmas. Through their adventures, we see the importance of friendship, courage, and the significance of history and community. The journey is not just about physical treasure, but the emotional connections and understanding that come with it. This story emphasizes that the true value of life lies in the relationships we build and the connections we maintain with our communities. It teaches that every individual carries stories worth discovering, and by working together, we can uncover a richer history that binds us. The courage to stand up against negativity and to fight for what is right showcases that resilience and teamwork can lead to meaningful change. We invite you to share your thoughts on this adventure-filled story. Like this video if you enjoyed it, Leave a comment to express your feelings and share your own experiences with friendship and adventure. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out on our next meaningful story. Every interaction is a great motivation for us to continue creating even more engaging content. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your support and hope this story has inspired you. Until next time, keep exploring your own adventures and cherish the bonds you create along the way.